And there we are. Welcome to another Ask Me Anything, where you can ask any questions about sustainable living, sustainable business, what we do in our lifestyle, all that sort of stuff. And it's great to see that we've got one person watching at the moment. And I dare say that's the lovely moderator, Kim. Now, let me just have a look. Does this work? Apparently, this is the chat window. Let me just have a look if this is actually working. It looks like, Restream, that's me. Ambrose is here. Hello, Ambrose. Lovely to see you. Fantastic to have you in the Ask Me Anything. It looks like that's everybody. Great. So what's been going on this week? Well, you probably would have seen the very cute little video where Gary, thanks, mate. Nice hat. Yeah, lovely. So you would have seen the video about Hamish and Holly getting their haircuts this week. Kim was very apprehensive, it was quite a cute little video to put together. But lovely to see you, Carmel. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming out, Coralie. We got everybody here today, so it's fantastic. What else has been happening? I can't remember if we shared the good news from Kim. For those who don't know, she's been undergoing some cancer therapy. I probably told this more on my other channel than this one. And we went to a whole bunch of doctor's appointments last Thursday. And great news is that she's looking like she's recovering well. Apparently, all the markers are good as far as the cancer being gone, as far as we can tell. But she's going back to her oncologist every 3 months, which is fantastic. Good things are happening. And the fatigue that she experienced, and probably one of the reasons why we cancelled last week's show, is starting to dissipate. So that's even better. Now, as far as who else we got? We got Lynette. G'day, Lynette. Lovely to see you. And Coralie, I think we've got as well. Fantastic. Lots more people from on Facebook there than there are on YouTube. But we are streaming to both today. For those who don't know and who will probably catch the replay, I'm streaming over at the YouTube channel Gavin Weber Vlogs and on my Facebook page, The Greenie and Gavin, which I recently opened up. So we're streaming on both platforms at the same time through the magic of some lovely software that I've got. Now, if anybody's got any questions, don't hesitate to ask, and I will see if I can answer them, of course. That'd be fantastic if you shoot something my way. For those who don't know, I make a lot of cheese, as you may or may not know, and I've got another channel entirely dedicated to cheese making and everything cheesy. The fantastic thing is I made a fermented drink out of the whey. So with cheese making, for those who don't know, there's curds and whey. The whey is the liquid and the curds are the solid that turns into the cheese. Now, what I did was I found a very ancient recipe called bland, or I think in the Nordic countries it's called blonde, or that's probably the better way to pronounce it. But what it is fermented whey with some honey added. So it's a, what do they call it when you add something to, not a methamel, that'll do. Doesn't matter. It's a mead. It's a mead with made the base of whey, not water. So basically, that's been fermenting, and it's starting to clear up now, which is fantastic. So I'm going to do a follow-up video on the cheese channel for the bland. I hope it doesn't taste rubbish, but if it tastes nice, that would be absolutely fantastic, and it should be a great drink. I actually found a mead yeast which is made by Mangrove Jacks, I think is the company. I think it's a division of a sister company or brand of Mad Millie. So I think it's Bevy Industries or something. They're out of New Zealand, and they make a mead yeast, and that's what I used. I found that at a home brew shop online, of course, and this was a mead yeast, and it's supposed to ferment out to about between 12 and 14% alcohol. So it'll be on par with, say, a stronger, like a rosé, but I have no idea what the flavour is going to be like. Now, I've also made mead, and I think I featured something a little while ago on the Green and Gavin page on Facebook, the mead that I made, and it's actually called Joe's Ancient Mead is the recipe name. And I tell you what, that was absolutely fantastic. It took 5 months to ferment and clear up, and I had the demijohn sitting in the kitchen for ages, but I didn't need any special yeast for that one. I basically used a bread yeast, so baker's yeast, the Tandaco stuff you get in the little sachets, and added that in as per the recipe. And if anybody wants to see that, I don't know if Kim is moderating today. I think she is. If Kim, you can find the recipe to the mead video. If you want to put that up in the description, that will be fantastic. Shout out to Monty Cara and Tammy. G'day, Tammy. Lovely to see you. So they're the brewing activities that I've been doing. I actually purchased the other day, and it should be coming very soon, some amber 500ml bottles, the little swing top ones. And what I'm going to be doing is making some alcoholic ginger beer. I've got some kits. We sell them at littlegreenworkshops.com.au, where Kim and I run a sustainable living sort of business that has, cheese making kits, some brewing, soap making, both melt and pour and cold process, and also what else? Bath bombs and candle making. So thanks for the link, honey. That's honey. So yeah, no pun intended. How I made mead. So yeah, you can go and check that out if you want. You can probably click on it if you're in the YouTube chat. Probably not so much in Facebook. It may have gone across. But anyway, so I'll be making some ginger beer. I've also got a couple of home brew kits that have gone out of stock, gone out of date. Well, the ingredients have gone past the best before date. I think it was earlier this year. So I've had to take them off of the shop, and I've since found out that Bevy or Mad Millie have stopped making those kits. So I'm going to use the ingredients because they don't particularly go off. Malt doesn't go off, neither do hops. So I'm going to make some a few bottles of beer as well. So I'll be putting some brewing videos up soon on the vlog channel, and possibly over on the cheese channel. I'm not too sure how that'll go. The mead one went well as far as people were interested in viewing it. So yeah, that was really cool. So that's some of the things that I've been doing as far as brewing goes here. Tammy says, how is Kim going? I mentioned just a bit earlier, I think you came in a little bit late there, Tammy, that Kim's doing well. Last week we had to cancel a show because on Thursday we went to 3 medical appointments. She went and had to get her port flushed. She went and saw her surgeon, who gave her a physical and found nothing, which is fantastic. She had some blood tests done, and her oncologist came back, I think it was today or yesterday, and said everything was fantastic. So no signs of any reoccurrence of the breast cancer raising its ugly head. So so that's all great news that we found it as well. We also, I don't know if I've told anybody, but our other dog Holly, who you would have seen in the doggo haircut video, she was recently diagnosed with, well, they don't know if it's a cancer, but it was a growth on her spleen and her liver. She's getting on. She's 12 or 13 years old, pretty close. And we went and got an ultrasound the other day, and the growth that was on her spleen has completely disappeared. So that's a bit of a one for the books, but the growth on her liver has got bigger by 1 centimetre. So we don't know how long Holly's going to be around with Hamish. But she's been loved. She's being well looked after. We're feeding her well, keeping her happy. She loves running around with Hamish. And he's young enough that he's keeping her very, very active. So that's a fantastic thing. So that's great. Great that the thing on her spleen's gone, because that's worse than being on the liver. But what can you do? She's a lovely little dog. Anyway, so what I'm hoping to do this weekend, Kim's getting her not a flu vax, the COVID-19 vaccine, because she's in a higher risk category than what myself and Ben are. And we haven't got really any plans for the weekend, but what I'm hoping to do is get into the veggie patch, clean that up, get rid of all the older plants that are in there, move the chook house, plant out some snow peas. Also got some garlic bulbs that I bought from the Diggers Club. I'm a member of the Diggers Club. I don't know how many people are watching from Australia, but there's this a gardening club type thing called the Diggers Club, and they do a lot of sustainable. They do a lot of organic and heirloom variety vegetables and fruit trees. A lot of the fruit trees around our backyard are from ones we bought from the Diggers Club as well, and there's some very unique varieties of fruit trees, and they do some good stuff. So I've got a whole bunch of seeds that I'm going to grow. I've got some silver beet for the chookie. I've got some, and I like silver beet as well. Thank you, Tammy, for that. Yeah, she's doing well. Out in the veggie patch, it looks a bit of a mess at the moment. I've got some chilies. I've got to make some chili chutney, and there's a hot chili chutney recipe that I'm going to use. It's on the Greening of Gavin. So, Kim, here's a good one for you. See if you can find the hot chili chutney recipe for the viewers, and pop the link into the chat. So, hot chili chutney on the Greening of Gavin. So, for those who don't know, that I was writing that blog there for a long time, the Greening of Gavin, that is, and it's still up and it's still there. I haven't written for quite a few years, but all the information's fantastic there. Craig's just mentioned that, and I'll pop this one up there. So he said, when you finish at your place, you're welcome to come to Werribee and start on my backyard. Very funny, Craig, because I know your backyard is just as populated with veggie plants and fruit trees and all that sort of stuff. I've been watching you, mate. Don't you worry about that. But yeah, very cheeky. Thanks, Kim, for finding the hot chili chutney recipe over on the Greening of Gavin. So there's the link if anybody's interested. So I'm hoping we've got all the ingredients. I think you need brown sugar, you need some vinegar, some apple cider vinegar. That would be very nice indeed. And obviously you need some jalapeno chilies, and I've got a whole bush full of them. I'm going to pick them off, and that should all be good. So there'll be lots of veg I'm going to plant out. I really want some garlic that we've grown ourselves. I'm sick of the store-bought Chinese stuff. It's not that difficult to get Australian organic garlic, but it's quite expensive. So growing our own is always good. So I'll even throw some spring onions in there too. I've got some seeds for those. Obviously snow peas, which I love growing in winter, and I can't remember, there's some other. Oh, radishes. Radishes go good all year round. I'm going to plant some of those for a bit of fire and some casseroles. But yeah, that's about it. So that's some great stuff. Don't forget that if you've got any questions, don't forget to ask, and I will see if I can answer them. I'll do my best anyway. Okay. Just a quick break for a cuppa. Now, one question that I do have for everybody watching, I'm just wondering what other sorts of videos would you like to see on the vlog channel? It's not really a channel where I do how-tos per se. It's more of a show and tell sort of channel, and any lifestyle things that we do here. But yeah, it's all very cool. So if anybody's got any suggestions for those sorts of videos, then that would be fantastic. We've got, I think it's Nud. I think that's how you pronounce it. It says he's also an award-winning beer brewer. So if I have any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch. That would be fantastic. Tammy's got a suggestion, says more cheese making. Well, that certainly is more cheese making over on the cheese channel, not so much this the vlog channel that you're watching right now. But yeah, there is a cheese video will be released. Probably in the next week or so. It will be Castile Blue or Castle Blue, depends on how you want to say it. It's a very creamy blue in a small form. And I've made 3 of them, so hopefully at least one turns out okay. Yeah, very nice blue cheese. I've had a little bit of a sample, and it's only just started to grow the blue mold on the outside, and I pierced it last weekend. But yeah, that should be good fun. Tammy says that she loves watching you doing it. As in the cheese making, I think. Not trying to be cheeky there, but yeah, absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I think all the stuff that I'll be doing on the weekend, I'll be filming anyway for a vlog, so you get a bit of gardening action there as well. Ambrose says that the videos on the dogs and the garden are always a nice break from studying. Thanks, Ambrose. But yeah, definitely. I will be filming this weekend's gardening expose. So I'll be out in the garden. Kim will be resting. Hopefully, no side effects from the COVID-19 vaccine. I'm not technically in the rollout. In Australia, they're doing it in phases. They're not doing it whoever wants one type thing at the moment. But yeah, she's in the phase that she's in a high risk, whereas I'm not. And neither's Ben. So I won't be getting the vaccine just yet. Hopefully soon. That'll be nice. Yeah, I'll be pottering around my own garden. So that'll be good. And I don't think I'll be making any cheese this weekend just in case anything untoward happens. But that'll be good. Tammy has a suggestion around doing soap making. Yeah, definitely. We are planning on doing some cold processed soap very soon, so I will do a vlog on that, but we're going to be also doing some soap making, both melt and pour and cold process, and they're going to be over on the Little Green Workshops channel. There's another, we've got 4 YouTube channels. So there is another channel called Little Green Workshops if you want to go and search for that. And that also has, soap making tutorials and all that sort of stuff. So as we're filming a tutorial, I'll also film a bit of a vlog on that and pop that on here as a behind the scenes. So So as far as soap making goes, Kim and I kind of share the responsibilities of making soap. So when we make cold process soap, which is the more intense process, where you get vegetable oils and caustic soda and water and mix them together and do the saponification process, where it turns the liquids into a solid. So that's all good fun. But I'm the chemist. I'm the guy that does all the mixing of the oils and the caustic soda and the water. And Kim does the pretty bits. So she does adds the colours or splits the soap batter, puts the colours in, puts mica on top, does swirls and all that sort of cool stuff. I'm not that artistic when it comes down to soap making. I let her do all that. So, yeah, we kind of share the responsibility. It's all good fun. So I do the chemistry and she does that. But when it comes down to melt and pour soap, she's the expert, really is the master as far as that goes. We'll be doing a few videos on that as well. So, yeah, that'll be good fun. When she's feeling a little bit less fatigued, she did a fair bit of work today, which was great. And I think she's starting to come out of the fatigue, which is great. If anybody's got any other questions, shoot them my way. Otherwise, it's going to be a pretty short stream, I suppose. Now, I did the stream a little bit later, my time. So it's 2100 our time here in Melbourne, mainly to see if I could catch the tail end of, the early morning on Thursday of some of the people in the US, because there is a vast amount of viewers that I normally have on not only the vlog channel but also the cheese channel that watch from the US. So I don't know if there are any people. Shout out where you're from. That would be fantastic. But Big Ron has a question. I'll put it up. I'll highlight it. It says, whereabouts in Australia do you live? We live in Victoria, down the southeast part of Australia. We live in Melton, which is a city that is about 50 kilometres to the west, or 30 miles to the west of Melbourne, which is the capital of Victoria. So, yeah, nice town. When we first got here, there was about 20,000 people in the whole area. And now we've got 66,000 people, and we've been here a while. Anyway, so that's where we live. Nud, I won't say Kanud. Nud says, are you making sausage as well? Yes. It's been a while, but I have made sausages, or I've made salami more than anything else. I went on a salami making course about 4 years ago. I made some when I got home, which was fantastic. Well, the ones I made in the course were great. But I made some when I got home, a couple of weekends after the course, and I haven't made any since, unfortunately. They are quite labour intensive, and you've got to use a lot of meat to get a lot of salami for the amount that you want to eat, because, yeah, if you want to store them. But, yeah, that's cool. Denmark, pronounced Knut. Knut? Okay, great. There's another question from Coralie. Coralie says, do you grow your own tea bushes or coffee bean plants? Those two plants are more suited to tropical areas, or semi-tropical, subtropical. Down in Victoria here, where I live, it's temperate, or more of a Mediterranean climate. I did have a go at growing Camellia sensis, which is tea plants. However, they didn't grow very well. Not in the soil that we have here. We've got a very clay-based soil, so there was some issues. The bushes just didn't take off. I had two bushes. Grew to a decent size, but they really didn't take off. So in the end, they got so stunted in growth, I kind of got rid of them. I think I composted them. Coffee beans, not the right climate. The bushes wouldn't grow at all. That's why you find a lot of coffee growing areas in near the equator, and certainly we are not near the equator. We're 34 degrees south. So, but yeah, good suggestion. However, Kim asked me to make some the other day. We make a lot of herbal teas. So we've got, for those who have seen the video on YouTube and on Facebook, I did a herb garden. And in that herb garden, we've got peppermint, we've got chocolate mint, we've got a normal common mint. Also in pots, volunteers, I planted one bush of this plant called lemon balm. And lemon balm is it's not a relaxant. It helps calm you down. It's a bit like chamomile. And it's a plant that is of the mint family. Once you get it in the ground, it kind of goes a bit feral like mint. But we've got volunteer plants all over the place. In fact, there's a pot that I've got underneath the water outlet for the split system air conditioner for our son's room. So I've got it, the pipe goes and drips into this pot. And every year, this lemon balm plant just spontaneously grows. In fact, there's about 3 or 4 plants in the pot at the moment. And we're picking those leaves and making a lovely pot of tea every day. So certainly grows fast enough that from 4 small plants, you can get enough leaves for a very lovely 2-cup pot of tea. So, yeah, we do make our own herbal teas. We've also got in the garden, like I said, peppermint, spearmint is another one, and definitely common mint for making things like Moroccan tea, which is fantastic. You can add a little bit of green tea from, dried green tea from a packet, and add some mint and some sugar, and it tastes like Moroccan tea. It's lovely. Good stuff. But good suggestion, Coralie. Thanks very much. But like I said, not the right climate for those sorts of bushes. So we stick to herbal teas, which we do drink quite a bit of, which is great. Okay, so it's 30 minutes past the hour or close enough to it. What I may do, if there's no more questions, I'll call it a show. I was only planning to make these live streams about 30 minutes long. So a good distraction from the weekly grind, I suppose. But yeah, if anybody's got any questions, shoot them in quickly, and we'll see if I can get those answered for you. Okay, all right, so there's nothing going on. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Fantastic to see more people than there's ever been, I think, on the live stream. I'm hoping more and more people will turn up and ask questions and hopefully get some value out of the stuff that I do around here. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you the same time and same channel next week.